Welcome guys to another chapter in CSS Intermediate. In this chapter, we are going to see the rounding corner effect in CSS. Some of the important notes: we can use CSS border radius property to create the rounding effect of the element. The border radius property can have four values. Those four values are border top left radius, border top right radius, then border bottom right radius, and border bottom left radius. The border radius property is actually the shorthand property for all the above four values. Here you can see some boilerplate code, and we have a CSS tag here, and then a body tag which contain just a heading and HR tag. Let's see the preview, and you can see the preview on the right side, which is just a very simple plain heading. To help you understand this border radius concept, I have an image, and here you can see on the top left of this box, the border radius is just 20 pixel. So when we specify the value as 20 pixel, then it actually means specifying the radius of the circle from that corner. Here you can see 40 pixel, and here it is 60 pixel, and it is 80 pixel for the radius of the circle. Just imagine that that is attached to that corner. Now let's try to add a box, and for that let me give as a box 1. Okay, so that's a very simple shortcut for the box. And then let me give like 20 as a or 30 as a Lauren Dixon text. Okay, some of the demo text, and here you can see. And now let's add the CSS, and here let me give the border as like 1 pixel solid and then red. Okay, and here we go, and some padding as well, like 10 pixel. Okay, and that's it. And now if we specify border top left radius as 10 pixel, then you can see. Okay, so we have some radius here. Similarly, for border top right radius, if we specify 20 pixel, then you can see there. And for bottom right radius, if we specify as 40 pixel and then save it, then here you can see it is more better rounding than the previous two. And finally, the bottom left radius, if we give like 60 pixel, and then here you go. Okay, let me give more as a padding. Okay, now it is looking better. Okay, and now this is very a common way to add the rounding. Okay, and the shorthand notation for this is border radius and then 10 pixel, then 20 pixel top right, then 40 pixel bottom right, and then 60 pixel bottom left. Let me comment it out so that it all looks same. I just saved it, and then those rounding are just the same. That's how we perform the rounding of the corners of the element. And now let's add another box. Okay, and this time just let's give as border radius and then just say 30 pixel, and then let me give the same padding and border. Okay, here you go. It is now all from every corner it is same. Okay, and if we add another version, okay, box 3, okay, and then apply the different radius for box 3. Okay, now if we apply 30 pixel and then only two values, 60 pixel, then Here you can see the top left and bottom right is 30 pixel, and then top right and bottom left is now 60 pixel. This way we can specify two values and then have two different values like top left and bottom right as seen. One of the major use case of rounding of corner comes when we have an image. So rounding of an image. So how does it happen? Okay, let me give the image tag and then give the images and probably use the user. Okay, and then just to give a user. Okay, and if you see, okay, I need to give the height and width. Okay, and that's it. We can just specify mg. Okay, and then height as 200 pixel, and then width as auto, so it will take okay, that much height. Okay, and now if we specify, okay, you can see, okay, it just take the auto width. And now if we specify the border radius, okay, here as 25%, we can specify that percentage as well. Okay, just a second, let me give the border. Okay, 1 pixel solid. Okay, and red. Okay, then you can see. Okay, and now if you specify 50 pixel, 50 percentage, then it is most likely a rounding image. This way we can basically round any image and get the rounding effect. So this is one of the very common use case of the rounding corner. That's all in this chapter. I hope that you learned the very handy concept of rounding the corner in an element and use this as in your web development. Thank you for watching. See you in the next chapter.